Growing up, I was always a super creative kid. I was in musical theater, I was a performer in the circus, and I did trapeze, and I was a figure skater and a dancer, and I was just very passionate about everything that was in the art. And when I was about 13 years old, I just started getting really sick and tired, and I was just not passionate about the things that I loved anymore. And my mom, knowing me, this isn't right, this isn't my kid, she took me to the ER because she thought I might have mono. They couldn't figure out why I was so tired, and I spent like 6 months in and out of different doctors, and one day I was like, my head hurts like all the time. One of the doctors said maybe we should do an MRI of her spine and her skull. So they made the appointment for the MRI, and it was January 9th, 2015. She sat down and she showed me a picture on a computer, and she's like, basically, this is your brain and this is your brainstem, and right here is the tumor that we found. So that day I was diagnosed with a brainstem glioma, which is a tumor inside the brainstem. And unfortunately, because of the location, it's considered inoperable, and chemotherapy and radiation had a very slim chance of working. They were kind of just like, no treatment is really available at this time, and I was given an 8% chance of survival over 6 months, and I was just like, nope, that's not gonna be my story. I'm not gonna like let that be my thing. You know what I mean? I was just like, we kind of have to do something else. And people take it as a very negative experience, and they're like, well, you're given like 6 months to live. Like, how do you like live knowing that like that could possibly be the last 6 months? And I was like, when I first heard that, that was just words. Like, I knew that wasn't gonna be true for me. I knew that wasn't gonna be my story, no matter what. I was like, that's not happening. And the 6 months went by, and I went in for the scan, and they're like, you're stable. Like, what is happening? And then a year went by, and I went back in, and they're like, you're stable. And then 2 years went by, and they're like, you're stable. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I think really giving myself something that like meant more to me than life itself. Having that thing that means so much to you, it just like is your life. I still have my tumor, and I still continue to like fight all the time, and I deal with like those symptoms, and I'm in the hospital a lot. But to like have that time that I look back on, I think that's what really like propels me forward and continues to push me. And I think it really was a very positive experience. I would never be sitting here like right now. You have to be positive all the time because you never know what could come out of any situation.